All right, everybody, we're back with another episode of the Intoxicated Sports Report. I'm Emerson. This is Gage, and in the Pinata Gallery today with us is Danny Del Zampo. Welcome back to the show, Danny.
Hey, just hanging by the bay. Listen to what I say. Maybe I'll go eat some hay.
Thank you for that. Glad you're alive and well. So today we are in a new location.
Previously recorded, or live, however you want to put it, from your parents' house.
That's right.
That's why it looks so great.
Yes, great backdrop. How much better could we do?
I always like doing new locations.
Yeah, it's kind of fun to do it somewhere else.
I'm a little surprised we haven't done it here.
Yeah.
I know we started this podcast when you're living by, on your own, but it feels like we've done it here before, but I know we haven't.
Yeah, I'm kind of agree with that. But
Also,
here we are.
extra or bonus peanut gallery, Figgy
Oh,
is
yeah.
around here somewhere.
Figgy's around. She's snoozing in the
Gotta
in the
give
back room.
Figgy the plugs. I know Mark get mad if we didn't.
Yes, that is the reason we're here. We're taking care of Figgy, or for the most part, me. But you'll be helping out. This
We're on
week as
dog
well.
duty.
We're
Yes.
on dog duty.
While your parents are in
Washington D.C. Yes. Hope you guys are having fun.
Yeah.
My mom just texted me. She said that I think they got the game on in D.C. right now.
Nice.
We're watching the Giants game, by the way.
Yes.
Um,
The setup here for the living room is really nice.
it's actually perfect. Yeah. Couldn't be any better. So, Giants are up 1-0 in the first inning.
What are they doing in DC?
They are going for fun vacation. Mike and Elizabeth are with.
Were they supposed to go last year? Was this the last year COVID thing they're making up or no?
Maybe. I don't know.
I don't know.
I mean, my mom's been to Washington D.C. like 1,000 times.
She told me she's been there often.
Yeah.
But your dad hasn't.
No, my dad's been there
Yeah?
probably half a dozen times,
I
give or take.
can't get my shit right. But yeah, I hope you guys are having a good time. I know you're watching us or listening to us.
We'll be at some point, yeah.
Yeah. So thank you for the hospitality, as always.
Yeah.
And the Pliny's that, they probably bought these for us, right?
No, these are also from Kyle, so back-to-back weeks. Shout out to Kyle for the...
How many did he give you?
He got me 12 beers total.
Nice.
And they lasted longer than they should have.
That's a good cousin right there.
Mhm.
That's a good cousin.
How
How you doing, Danny?
I was
How
a little
you doing?
disappointed I didn't get a Pliny.
Shut the fuck
Oh, I'm good.
Danny,
It's been a good sports week for football and...
Yes, we're all wearing victory hats right now.
victory
Yeah.
hats. You're wearing the Niners,
Mhm.
whatever.
First.
Cowboys, of course.
Yeah,
And you're always rocking the victory hat when you're wearing the ISR hat.
My
Yes.
ISR.
the thing is beautiful.
Yeah.
Get yours today.
You went golfing today.
Yeah, I did.
So
How'd you play? You good?
Yeah, it was alright. It was a hot day.
Where'd you go?
Eagle Vines, great course in the vineyard. You can always have fun there.
I've never, I don't golf. I've been to golf courses. I've never
Sure.
been to Eagle Vines.
I think it's probably the best public course in Napa.
Best bang for your buck, at least.
Really?
Yeah, because it's not terribly expensive, and
No,
it's pretty well
well maintained.
well maintained. Like the greens look as good as I've seen them actually in a while, but
They're always pretty good.
they're always they're always
Yeah.
solid.
But when it comes to a public course, you can't beat
Yeah.
it in Napa. It's
Yeah.
the best one.
I
Nice. That's
agree.
cool. Yeah. It's hot. It's been hot today. It's been a hot day.
toasty
You were
for
sweating
sure.
out there. I was sweating today. So I know you
Yeah,
were.
it wasn't
Yeah.
miserable, but it was warm.
I think I saw at one point, unless my phone was tripping, that it was 99 at one point today.
My car said 102, but it was baking in the sun, so I don't know.
I'd say it's probably like 95.
Yeah, it was definitely in the
It was
mid-90s
hot.
at least.
It was warm, for
Yeah.
sure. But glad to be back. We're doing the weekly now,
Yes, sir.
so we should probably get into it.
Yeah, what's we got going on today?
We got some college football, NFL Week 2,
Yes, sir.
some MLB stuff, a little bit of NASCAR, and then last call as always.
Yep. We're going to start with football today. We're gonna do a little switcheroo.
Your
We don't usually-
your Stanford Cardinal.
Yes, sir. They got the road win over Vanderbilt, 41-23. Made it look pretty easy, so we like that.
I kind of thought this was going to be a little harder because I know
They were
Vanderbilt.
big favorites. They were like 12-point favorites, which I was a little surprised. But yeah, Vanderbilt's not a football program at all.
They should probably be out of the SEC then, right?
Pretty much.
They're a baseball team.
Yeah.
They've been a really good baseball team for years, but they've never been a football team.
Right. And they play pretty good basketball too. That's
Yeah.
basketball and baseball are what they bring to the SEC
Yeah.
as far as sports.
And Stanford's next home game, or was their first home game of the season against.
First home game in 2 years since 2019. They didn't
Oh,
play any last year.
really?
Yeah.
At first, I was like, "What the hell are you talking about?"
Yeah.
But yeah, against 24 ranked UCLA, which
Should
is
be
a
fun.
good game.
Yeah.
You think if Stanford wins this game, are they favored? You know?
I want to say UCLA is like a couple point favorite, something
Yeah.
like that.
You got to think if they beat UCLA, they'll be ranked.
I would hope so. You know, I don't want to overstate this, but I saw something funny today. So last week, Stanford kicked USC's ass, right?
Yeah.
And USC was ranked at the time, and they dropped out of the rankings. Kansas State, who's the only team that's beaten Stanford, is now in the top 25. And then, like, they show on the top 25 the teams that get votes that don't make the top 25.
Okay.
And USC and Stanford both got votes. But USC has way more votes than Stanford, even though they have the same
Stanford.
record and Stanford whooped their ass. I don't understand. it just doesn't make sense.
You
But
sound hurt.
I'm a little confused. Let's put it that way.
So who you got this week?
Let's go Cardinal, baby. Let's go Cardinal.
Let's go Cardinal.
Nice to be back at home. They're playing Oregon the following week too, which should be a big one. Big one.
Was that?
That's at Stanford.
Yeah, it's Stanford.
Midday start too, which is kind of cool.
That
Be
is
able to
cool.
watch that.
I never root for the Ducks, so let's go Cardinal. So last week we were talking about Cal and Sac State,
This game is way too close.
right?
I mean,
We thought it was gonna be a blowout.
it should have been a blowout.
I didn't watch any of this.
Padres just tied the game.
I didn't watch any of this
Yeah.
game. I'm not gonna act like I did.
No, me neither. It probably wasn't even televised.
Probably not.
Maybe Pac-12 Network. But yeah, Cal 42, Sac State 30.
And Cal's next game is at Washington.
That could be an ugly one. Cal's not looking good so far. You can't give up 30 points to Sac State. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's a good point. You can't. That's. I mean, you won, but at what cost?
You're right.
You know what I mean?
And the other two games they played, they haven't looked great. Although Washington has been stinking it up this year too. But
Cal's been ugly for years.
yeah, it's been a tough run for them. They haven't been good since like 2003, maybe.
Were they even good when they had? Were they good with Goff? Not really.
Nah,
Or with Rodgers?
They were like 6-7 win teams. Rodgers maybe had an 8 or 9 win season, but yeah.
Bro, I scored. Like, I didn't tell you this yet. I scored a Cal starter jacket from my work last week.
Nice.
Dude, it's fucking
Pretty clean.
I mean, it's not super clean.
It,
I mean, it's
in relatively decent
yes.
shape.
Oh yeah, it looks as good as my Cowboys one that I have, the puffy one.
Yeah, nice.
And it's
Okay,
sweet. So if we ever go to a big game, you're rocking that shit.
bumping elbows and shit.
We won't sit next to you.
We'll make sure it's at the where does Cal play?
The Memorial
Memorial
Stadium?
Stadium. Yeah. Or no, is that where Napa High plays?
They have the same name.
Oh, okay. Just making sure we're not getting mixed up here.
Trust me, there's plenty of memorial stadiums in the U.S.
Right.
I'm sure there are.
Yeah. More out of the Pac-12. Ranked matchup: BYU number 23. They beat number 19 Arizona State in their house, 27-17. BYU's 3-0 against Pac-12 this year. Not good for us.
No,
But that's
It's
all
not.
right.
fucking BYU, man.
They're like number 15 now, I think. So
Are they?
looking good so far.
Who's their quarterback? Do we know?
I don't know. I mean, he's obviously first year starter because Zach Wilson was there last year. But they're looking good so far.
Zach Wilson is not looking good right now.
No. Yeah,
we'll
get into that.
We'll get into that. We'll get into that.
Yeah. Also, speaking of UCLA, they just got upset by Fresno State.
Oh, here goes the Pac-12 going back
Right,
to being
right,
shit, right?
yeah.
Or going back to coming down to earth.
Yeah.
Fresno
40 to 37. That was a back and forth game.
Fresno State, shout out Jerry Harris.
Yeah, right.
He went to Fresno State.
Shout out Derek Carr.
Shout out
Devontae Adams.
Paul George.
Was he at Fresno State? Nice.
Shout out Trent Dilfer.
I didn't know Dilfer went there.
Shout out David Carr.
Shut the fuck up. I'm done with you.
Just making sure you know.
No. So yeah, other college football games. Oklahoma held on to win against Nebraska, 23-16. Did we talk about that interception?
That's the play of the week.
That play
in
was
all
sick.
of
Did you
sports.
see it?
Yeah, I saw it.
That shit was ridiculous.
He caught it and spun in the air and then landed.
Yeah.
Fully extended.
Never,
one-handed
only one hand touched the
interception.
ball the whole time.
Yeah.
What's that dude playing cornerback? He shouldn't be in the wide receiver
Right.
position. What are we doing here?
That is a pretty incredible catch.
Yeah,
that had to. I didn't watch Sports Center that night. But that had to have been the top.
Oh, I hope so. It
Had
was
to
up
have
there.
In all of sports, I haven't seen anything better than that.
That was kind of like that Odell catch. Remember that back?
Yeah.
years ago?
I think it was better, to be honest with you.
Yeah, it's up there.
Fun fact about that Odell Beckham catch: was playing the Cowboys Sunday Night Football. Giants lost that game. People like to forget the Giants lost that game because that catch was so great.
That catch was
the
fucking
Cowboys had won that game.
Not to get too into it, but that was probably the end of Odell's career, anyways.
Yeah.
What has he done since then?
Well, he's
I
gonna
mean-
do good because he's on my fantasy team. Okay.
Yeah.
He still hasn't played yet this year, huh?
TikTok.
He's just trade bait at that point then.
Pretty much. Also, Alabama got tested by
got
Florida.
They got tested.
Bit of a surprise. Florida had a chance to tie this game too with a 2-point conversion with about 3 minutes left, but they failed, and Alabama hung on, 31-29.
I would have loved to have heard the Nick Saban post-game interview with the team,
Right.
or like the powwow, whatever you call
Yeah,
it,
yeah.
because he wasn't happy.
Ripping some asses.
He's barely happy when they win national championships. Let alone,
right.
you know, winning by 2 against a team they should have beat probably by
Yeah.
15.
Well, although I mean, you could say maybe Florida's better than we thought. So
Yeah.
Got to give them credit.
They are who we thought they were.
We will see how the season plays out, though.
We let them off the hook.
Another SEC team was in Penn State this week. Auburn, number 22, took on number 10 Penn State, and Penn State pulled it out, 28-20. Big win.
Is Bo Nix still the quarterback for
He is, and
Auburn?
he's still not very good. Still waiting for that to turn around.
He screams 5th round quarterback in the NFL draft.
Yeah.
Backup.
He's
For, like, the
career
Chiefs.
backup. Yeah.
Yeah.
Penn State's quarterback looked pretty good.
28 for 32. I see
Sean
here.
Clifford, 28 for 32, 280 yards.
Almost had as many touchdown passes as he did incompletions.
Right. He did throw a pick too, so
Oh, okay.
a lot of complete passes.
Yeah.
If you consider that. Next week we got Notre Dame, number 12.
Your favorite.
Yep, love them. At and if you know me, you know that's massive sarcasm. Number 12 Notre Dame at number 18 Wisconsin, and then number 7 Texas A&M is going to Arkansas, who was number 16. Both teams undefeated.
Whenever I think of Texas A&M, forever now, Johnny Manziel.
Yeah,
Forever.
It's hard not to.
Well, then who was the guy after him? What was his name? Something Trill.
Oh my God,
Kenny Trill.
Still is Kenny. Yeah, his Kenny Trill was his fucking thing, but it was Kenny Hill.
Kenny Hill.
Yeah,
And
that
that
guy's a
lasted.
clown.
That lasted not.
He wasn't even starting for the team at the end of the season.
I thought he got in trouble or something during that.
He may have at some point, yeah.
But just Kenny Trill. I like the idea, kind of.
Stupid.
Kind of like Willie Cauley-Stein, call himself Willie Trill
Willie
Cauley-Stein.
Trill, yeah. Lame.
Yeah.
But yeah, that should be a good one.
So before we get into the NFL, can I tell you my favorite new nickname that I made up for somebody over the weekend?
Let's hear it.
So, everyone's heard the name Kerryon Johnson, or the player Kerryon Johnson.
Yes, I think I've heard this.
His new name from here on out to me is Kerryon Wayward Johnson.
Kerryon Wayward Johnson.
I'm in.
For
That
the-
took me too long to understand.
For those who don't know, listen, Kerryon Wayward Son by the band Kansas, I believe.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Carry On Wayward Son, Carry On Wayward Johnson. Thank you very much.
Nicely
in
done.
advance.
Nicely done.
Thank you.
Be great if he played for the Kansas City Chiefs too.
Oh, yeah.
Got to make that happen. He's a Niner
This
now.
is why you're my fucking co-host. It's great.
He is a Niner now. Do you know that?
I don't care.
Well,
Is he?
he is.
Yeah.
Oh, that's probably where I probably thought of it, or thought of that because we're watching the Niner game. over
Could have
the
been.
weekend.
Could have been.
Okay.
He wasn't there yet, but I imagine his productivity's gonna go up.
Okay.
No, like he wasn't playing.
He
yet.
wasn't playing. He was on the practice squad.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah,
sorry.
that's what I mean.
I thought you were just being an ass.
No.
You're like, well, he wasn't playing yet, but no, okay, I got you.
Yes.
I've recommended him in fantasy teams if you're desperate for a running back. I think there's a chance to gamble on him if you have space on your roster.
We're always desperate.
Oh, not me.
You can't be a good fantasy owner and not be desperate at some point.
Oh, I'm 2-0, 2 weeks. You know.
Anyways.
Anyhow, let's get into week 2 of the NFL.
Yes.
Let's see. So let's start with the Raider game. Raiders are looking good.
They are.
Gotta say.
They are on top of the AFC West right now.
They are because they're the only undefeated team there.
Yeah.
2-0. They've beaten the Ravens and Steelers. Two pretty good wins. You know what though?
I forgot they beat the Ravens.
Yeah, I'm not buying them quite yet.
No.
It's way too early.
Fool's gold.
But I gotta give them credit. They're playing really, really good ball. Derek Carr's lighting it up.
Also Jimmy, our buddy Jimmy.
That's a big L.
That's a big L.
Big L.
I know he was thinking going into this game they were gonna whoop the Raiders. You
Yeah.
know he was thinking.
Oh yeah.
Because everybody thinks they're gonna whoop the Raiders because they're the Raiders.
Yeah,
they're always
the Raiders.
bad.
Yeah.
He was going into that game thinking we got this.
Yeah.
He probably didn't even watch this game. He knew they had it.
Yes.
I think that Steelers win over the Bills was kind of a fluke, so I was not holding my breath against that Raider game.
so. I mean, with
Here's the thing about the Steelers. If they're going to win games, they got to make it ugly. They can't score. They can't score.
Yeah.
I mean, they scored 17 in this game, and then their defense scored one of their touchdowns last week. So
One of the things I'll give Jimmy is what he told us, because I talked a little shit on our Instagram towards him. All friendly, you know.
yeah,
They did have a lot of injuries that game.
sure.
That's
yeah,
all.
TJ.
That is also a part of the NFL.
Yeah, T.J. Watt came out, which he's a huge factor
Yeah.
for that defense. There's a couple other guys.
Steelers
Yeah,
need to
just
figure out
pumped
who their
one.
quarterback is.
Stay fair.
That is fair. No.
What are we calling? Oh, foul ball.
Steelers got to figure out who their future quarterback is.
They
We can't
really-
keep running Ben. He's done.
He doesn't look
His
very
career's over.
good. I mean, I like him in the fact that he's got leadership qualities and he knows
he can't throw the ball.
But he doesn't look good throwing the
The
ball.
one thing with Big Ben for me is all of a sudden he wants to take good care of his body. Like it's like
Just-
feels
yeah.
like this is the first offseason they took care of his body.
Yeah,
It's
now
too-
that we're like 30
it
years
seems
old.
like too little, too late.
A little bit.
A little bit. You
A
know what I
little
mean?
bit, yeah, I'm with you.
I do still think he could help them out. Like who are they gonna get better than him right now?
Right now, no one.
Nobody.
But Danny's right. They do need to.
Like Cam Newton would not play better than Ben Roethlisberger.
I don't think so. No.
I don't think so.
Philip Rivers probably not.
No, I didn't even think about Philip Rivers.
yeah.
But
Jimmy G maybe. Kyle, get on the
is that
phone.
a bold prediction?
Fuck. It depends on if we get through this show without taking a shot. So we'll get there later.
About Kaepernick, dude.
Also, stop. Also,
Those are more.
those are double shots.
We're not pouring doubles if we're pouring shots. They are double shooters, but we're not doing that.
What about? I just have to throw it out here really quick. Madden 22, Kaepernick being rated overall higher than like 80% of the starting
he-
quarterbacks. He's rated higher than Justin Herbert
He's like the 12th best quarterback or something like that.
in Madden 22.
Yeah.
Really?
Some-
Yes,
I don't know if it's 12, but it's definitely
he's higher
like
than Justin
15.
Herbert.
Yeah, higher than Herbert's bad. And a lot of other good quarterbacks.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
To me.
And he's been in the league since when?
Like 2017?
Are we joking on this here?
Yeah.
Sorry.
It's pretty ridiculous.
Move on. I'm just
He
throwing it
shouldn't-
out there.
I'm surprised he's even in the game. I mean, I guess he's probably still in the NFL like, as a, I don't know. It's hard to say.
I don't want to say much on it, but that's the politics and sports coming together, and I'll just leave it at that.
Yeah. Raiders got the Dolphins at home next week.
And the Raiders will win that game because I think
Tua is
Tua.
questionable at this point, at
Yeah.
best. Although, let's not guarantee anything.
What a bad game for the Dolphins. Even
Dolphins
with the
got
injury.
wrecked.
That's
it was good
Not
for my,
acceptable.
good for my fantasy team because I had the Bills
Oh, you did?
defense who shut them
Yeah.
out and got me 19 points on defense, which is ideal for any week on defense.
Yeah.
I didn't even realize their backup was Colts former.
Oh yeah,
starter.
No,
Jacoby
Brissett.
Brissett, which
Brissett.
They might be better off with him. Fuck.
he's a
But I mean, they didn't score anything with him. Even though Tua got hurt late.
You get
but,
thrown into a situation like that. It's not easy.
and you'll
Jacoby Brissett has always played good for what he's had to do. You know
yeah,
what I mean?
yeah. He's been a competitive player for sure.
But
not acceptable for a 40 or 34-0, whatever that final
Yeah.
was.
so Tua hurt.
Sure.
And I don't know if you've heard, but I think we've talked about this. But the Dolphins
Oh, we're
are
talking about
thinking about
Deshaun.
Deshaun Watson.
Yeah.
Does this make them want? This has to push them a little bit more, right?
You would maybe think so. Although they keep saying that Tua's injury is not really.
That bad.
Yeah, like he could play this week if the pain is tolerable.
Gotcha.
That's really all it's about. But, I mean, I got to think the Dolphins are going to be interested in Deshaun no matter what.
Yes.
I don't think Tua is impressing them all that much. So,
Here's just a quick question: do you get Deshaun with his controversy, or do you just sign Cam, who I feel like there's similar play styles? Maybe Deshaun's a little bit better, but he has a lot
Yeah.
more baggage that comes with him.
yeah, I mean, if they were like in the situation where they had to make a decision now, I would still go Deshaun over Cam. But they're not going to make that decision
It's tough.
until something gets
It's tough
hashed out.
because
with
you don't
Deshaun.
want distractions when you're running any kind of
Right,
organization.
right.
I think Deshaun Watson is above and beyond a way better player than Cam Newton.
Yeah, and way
For
younger,
sure.
obviously.
But
So,
Cam can play. Cam can still play.
We've seen that.
But Deshaun Watson is a better quarterback than
Yeah.
Cam Newton
I,
right now.
Yeah,
Maybe not
Cam has not.
career
Yeah.
comps.
Yeah,
But Cam's not that old that he's washed
No.
out.
he's just not been impressive in like 5 years.
He's like an old 32, old 33. 'cause
Yeah,
he
he's
took
pretty
a lot.
banged
He
up.
took a
Yeah.
beating
Fair
because
enough.
they ran him so much. But I know what you mean.
Yeah.
All right, moving on. Niners played a tough game against the Eagles, came out with a W, 17-11. It's kind of a weird game.
Yeah.
The Niners could not move the ball for all the first half until the very last drive, where they just marched down the field and scored a touchdown. The defense was great, other than the one drive that the Eagles, just marched down the field and scored a touchdown. But I gotta say the Eagles are kind of interesting. I think people are kind of sleeping on them for good reason. I mean,
They're going to be better than I certainly thought.
right.
And I think a lot of us thought too.
They may only win 7 games, but I didn't even think they would be that good. I could have seen them winning 4 or 5.
And Jalen Hurts, he just seems like he kind of reminds me of Dak a little bit. The way he plays.
Yeah. He reminds me of, I mean, Dak's a good comp. There was somebody else I was thinking of. Justin Fields him and Justin Fields seem a lot alike.
It just seems like Jalen Hurts is like that kind of like born leader type. You know what I mean? And he's been, he's been through a lot. He's been on Alabama. They went to Oklahoma. Like he's always
He's been put in a lot of interesting situations, different situations. They were even showing during the game. He's had like a different offensive coordinator each of the last 6 years,
including college.
Yes,
I saw that too. An incredible stat.
Or he's had that many in that span. Or whatever.
Yes, I saw that too.
Yeah.
Hurts will remain a starter for the future. I mean,
It's
no
his
matter
team.
what team-
It's
yeah.
his team right now.
Yeah.
He's looked good. I mean, he makes plays with his feet. He can throw the ball fine. He's not perfect, but he can throw the ball.
And I know a lot of even Niner fans want to see Trey Lance out there. Jimmy G did not look bad, and he had 3 drop passes that were easy catches from his receivers.
Jimmy G,
3 or 4.
Jimmy G
wins
only wins games.
Yeah, he wins games.
And I know you always throw out, well, he lost the biggest game he could ever play in. I get that, but he wins games for the Niners. He does.
Yeah.
He wins.
There's no question about that.
And I know the team and the defense is always really good, but I mean, it's he wins games.
Yeah.
Jimmy G flat out wins games.
That game should not have been that close, but there's again those drop passes that would have changed that game around. And
I don't know. I
You
mean,
could also debate if the
Eagles
if
played really
the
well.
Eagles don't do that wannabe Philly special play, they
That
could
they
have,
played
which
really
I don't
well.
think
Yeah.
they should have done.
Yeah, they would.
It could have been a lot closer, but the Niners still won the game, and Jimmy
Yeah.
G still won another game as starting quarterback.
a win's a win.
And honestly,
A win's a win.
Jimmy was really good actually against the Lions, and he was good in the second half against the Eagles. I don't think there's any debating that.
Yeah.
So
And the Lions might not be a good team this whole season. We don't know yet.
yeah,
The Eagles will probably be better than the Lions.
right.
But
But you gotta take what you got so far.
But I think next week on Sunday Night Football when they play the Packers
It's gonna be
is
fun.
going to be a good one.
That's gonna be fun.
I don't think it's going to be a good game because Aaron Rodgers just can't beat the Niners. He can't.
When the Niners are good, he usually doesn't. But I feel like the Packers might get on a roll right now. I don't know, just a thought. We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see.
I don't think that's that crazy.
And the Lions that second half last night just
Yeah, they shut down.
tanked.
Yeah.
They took what they did in the second half against the Niners and just completely flipped it upside down.
Yeah.
Because the first half of that game was
It was
exciting,
really good.
and then
Yeah.
they gave up. I don't
yeah.
know.
So we mentioned this last night. So we were at Palisades last night, and this guy was sitting next to me, and he, I think you'd gone to the bathroom or something, and he says, "Dude, so check this out. This guy put down 25
The
bucks.
parlay guy.
This-
I was going to mention this. I'm glad you mentioned it.
Unreal. He went 15 for 15 for the week
And he
up
lost,
until that game.
and
He picked the Lions.
Picked the Lions.
He did money line on every single game. and
He
picked
would
the
have won
Lions.
$700,000.
Yeah. If he would have picked the Packers, he probably still would have won like 500,000. Unreal.
I just want to say, okay, I don't know who this guy is. None of us do.
Yeah.
This guy has to be on suicide watch because he was this close to winning
Turning
over
$25
to $500,000.
Right. Unreal.
This guy,
Unreal.
do we know? Is he alive?
Yeah.
Do we
right.
know if he is?
Right.
He didn't go to work. He didn't go to work today.
Probably not.
There's no way he went to work today. He's like, I'm calling in. I'm pissed.
Well, he called in already because he was expecting to win.
No, he probably quit his job and said, I'm done.
You're right.
I'm done. I'm about to win money.
He
That's
was,
what-
he was already out of there.
That's what happens when you rely on Jared Goff.
Yeah.
And let's be real. Who thought that Aaron Rodgers would fail 2 weeks in a row? There's no way.
Yeah.
Week 1 was a fluke.
You were betting hard on that week 1, I guess.
But for that guy to pick 15 out of 16,
Yeah.
That's
No way.
unbelievable.
It's incredible.
And go 15 for the first 15 and then come down to the last game is pretty crazy.
he should just go to Vegas right now and try his best to
Yeah.
win. Or try to win cash, you know what I mean?
I kind of wonder if this guy maybe is a better
Probably.
as at least a side gig, if not a professional one.
Yeah, this guy might have a bunch of money already, not really
Yeah,
care
he
about
just fucks around or
losing
something.
the possibility of what he did. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
He probably was excited to get.
I'm glad you mentioned that because I was gonna mention that.
Yeah. All right, let's talk about your Cowboys, Gage. Big win on the road.
That was a big win.
They look pretty good. I mean, it wasn't perfect, but
As everybody knows who listens and watches, I didn't think they were gonna win this game. Going into it, I thought it screamed.
yeah.
It screamed an 0-2 start for me because I just know how the Cowboys tend to play football games.
and we both like the Chargers this year too.
Yeah, I think we both have them doing the playoffs.
Yep. So I think that's a pretty nice win. No matter how
One
you
thing I
get it.
wanted to mention that I found out probably a day after our last podcast last week was that DeMarcus Lawrence is out for at least 2 months.
Yes.
With like a foot injury that
Forgot
happened
about
in practice. So
Yeah.
that's a killer because he's probably the best defensive player on the team,
Yeah.
or he's the best player on the defense. And I mean, it's gonna be rough going down the stretch. Luckily, the Cowboys don't play
Yeah.
really good teams
But
until
speaking
the
of that,
Chiefs in
though,
Week 11.
They put their top draft pick, Micah Parsons, took his place essentially, and he was good.
He's good.
Yeah.
He's good.
He's
Micah-
not he's not a defensive end, and they made him a
Micah
defensive.
Parsons can play.
You know what's funny was, I think I actually noticed it when I got to work. I was like, why is he lined up on? I don't think he's a pass rusher, is he? And he was lined up on the defensive line.
Yeah,
I didn't even realize that.
He's looking like one of those guys you can kind of put anywhere. Obviously,
He's kind of a Swiss Army ish. Yeah.
So that's cool for the Cowboys to kind of figure that out.
Yeah, and he was great. Got the 20-17 win. They kicked it. It was
56-yard field goal.
56 for the win. That's
Also,
awesome.
shout out to Greg Zerline because
making up for last week.
making up for last week when he missed an extra point and a field goal that quote unquote could have won the game for the Cowboys.
Sure, yeah.
So I'm really happy for him. I was stoked on this win. I didn't think it was going to happen.
Hey.
Cowboys defense is looking better. They're looking faster.
I mean, hell, you give up 17 points and pick off Justin
Yeah.
Herbert a couple times.
Yeah.
That's a good
And
day.
if you're the Cowboys right now, you got to be thinking we took the champs
To the wire.
to the last drive.
Right.
And Tom Brady, how many last drives has he won? 1,000. You know what I mean?
Too many to count.
And you're this close to being 2-0.
Yeah.
They're not, but they're that close.
Yeah.
So they have some good. They're thinking good about themselves going into
Sure.
next week when they play the Eagles on Monday Night Football.
Yes, that would be good.
Which, it's going to be a home game for the Cowboys, their first home game of the season. And I don't know who I'm taking on that one. I think I will
the
take.
Cowboys.
I think the Cowboys can.
Yeah, I
win.
like the Cowboys there. They're
But
favored by
but
4.
But
I
you know
believe.
how those division games go. You never really
right.
know.
Yeah, Monday Night Football games too are weird.
Yeah.
You never know. I mean, we saw that with the Raiders and Ravens.
Yeah. So it's cool. And Monday night, it's
It's gonna be a good atmosphere.
I'll
Can't
be
wait.
embarrassed if the Cowboys don't win that division.
they should.
They should.
They should.
I think Washington is a good team. Obviously,
Taylor Heineke had a good game on
he
Thursday.
might be more fit for that team than Fitzpatrick. I don't know. We'll
Did
see.
you know Taylor Heineke was a backup quarterback in the XFL like a year and a half ago?
Yikes.
But look what he's doing now.
Yeah.
It's amazing. I
And
love this
even
guy.
when
Didn't he
Goody
have
came
s-
in last year,
Yeah.
he played
No,
that one game.
He played that wild card game against the
He looked
good.
Tampa Bay, and
Didn't he
they.
have some goofy ass side job too, before
He
he
might
joined the
have.
NFL? Yeah.
I don't know for sure, but I
Yeah.
know he's. It's a good story what he's been
Yeah,
going
no,
through.
he's been pretty solid.
But also knowing the Cowboys were able to use Zeke a little bit more, not playing against that
He
Tampa
looks
Bay
better.
defensive line.
Yeah.
Um,
Him and Tony Pollard are fucking. If Zeke is good, that's a hell of a duo. Might be the best in the league.
So we're doing weekly takeaways now.
Sure, yes.
My takeaway right now for the Cowboys on the offensive side of football is that Tony Pollard is a better running back right now than Ezekiel Elliott.
I don't disagree.
He's
he
more
runs,
he's more explosive.
he does.
He has
is-
more breakaway speed.
Yes, he is more
It
exciting for
just
sure.
is what it is.
Yeah.
And it's really shitty because the Cowboys paid Ezekiel Elliott a lot of money.
Yeah, and they're almost in the situation where they're forced to just
Use
use
him.
him. You know,
Yeah.
you can't have a guy making 15+ million.
Tony Pollard was making the running plays in that game last week.
Yeah.
well, this is a make or break year for Zeke. I mean,
yeah, 100%.
if he fails this year, he's done. He's out of the league. And not
Well,
necessarily
no,
out of the
I
league,
don't know how long he's under contract. The Cowboys aren't going to get rid of him.
I think he has at least 2 more years after this one.
He'll play out the rest of his contract, but I agree. I mean, he's not going to.
but it comes as being a starting role or not. They're not going to risk a
Yeah.
season.
They're going to
for
get
money.
they're going to get to a point where they may think about just buying him out because
Yeah.
it's the only thing that makes sense. But,
Or you just put him as a backup. And
but you don't pay backup running backs $15 million a year. It's just not going to work. Yeah. You probably find a way to cut him at that point.
yeah, fair enough.
My takeaways.
Yeah,
I
I
got a
saw.
bunch.
I saw
Yeah,
other
I got a
things,
bunch.
but yeah.
Justin Fields led the Bears to a win after taking over due to Andy Dalton's injury.
Yes.
He wasn't pretty, but he got the job done, so
Yeah.
that's kind of cool.
What was Danny saying earlier? A win's a win.
A win is a win.
Win is a win.
I 100% agree with that in the NFL. They don't come easy.
The Chiefs defense.
Suspect.
They're not. They're not good.
Yeah, I wanted to mention the Ravens surprised me. I did not see that coming, especially being down because they, in the Lamar era, they've not been a team that comes back.
No.
They like to play with the lead,
Yeah.
so that was impressive. I think the game was like 35-24 Chiefs at one point.
Yeah.
I was ready to just totally give up on the Ravens this year,
Yeah.
and now like I don't think they're that great still. But
Wait, you're ready to give up on them?
yeah,
You picked them to go to the
that
Super
team
Bowl.
that I picked to win the Super Bowl. I
So after week 1, you're ready to jump ship that quick?
Well, after week 1.5, yes. Until they turned it around.
Okay.
I mean,
No, okay.
I mean, it's one of those. I mean, they've had some brutal injuries already, even before the season started,
Yeah.
and they don't look that special. I mean, I got to hand it to Lamar though. He made some things happen. He's something.
He's good.
He's something special. He's not a
He's good.
great thrower of the football, and we all know that.
I don't like how all of a sudden people. I've heard some analysts. You know, I've heard Colin say it. Colin Cowherd. He said, you know, he's the best quarterback, Lamar Jackson, in the AFC.
He's fucking. He's just fucking around.
It's not true.
Yeah.
It's just not true.
Yeah.
You're trying to tell me after that game when Edwards-Helaire
That does. Yeah.
fumbled the ball.
Yeah.
It's not like it was Mahomes' fault.
That was a crazy sequence.
Yeah.
There too.
Patrick
And then
Mahomes, he's still the best quarterback in the AFC.
Yeah.
In the league.
Yeah. What do you think about the Ravens going for it on that 4th down to seal the deal?
I loved how John Harbaugh, you can see on the sideline.
He's like, "You wanna go?"
He's like, "You want to go?" He's like, "You want to go?" And then Lamar said, "Fuck yeah." And John's like, "Okay."
Yeah. And then
'Cause that- yeah.
and then Lamar just took the ball and ran for the first
Because you
down.
got to think, it's going to be hard to stop Lamar Jackson with 1 yard.
Yeah. Even though he ran it between the tackles, like that was like a running back situation.
Well, that's the only way you got to do it
Yeah.
for that situation. He's not going to go around.
Yeah, I mean, he's
Yeah.
fast enough though.
But I get why he just wanted it
Yeah.
straight. And
But
said,
he just
"Go."
picked his hole and got plunged forward for
Yeah.
the first down.
Another takeaway was, for me, Patrick Mahomes. So he lost that game.
First September
His,
loss, right?
his first September loss since 2016 when he played for Texas Tech.
First picks thrown in September too. Is that right?
In his NFL career,
In
yes.
the NFL, yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Crazy.
Maybe I'm jumping too early in it, but ever since the Super Bowl loss, that team doesn't scare me as much as it scared me in the past.
I'm not taking too much stock in the Super Bowl personally because I know that they were missing offensive linemen, which is
Yeah.
huge, and that's why Mahomes had no time to throw.
But what was their first week win? It wasn't a crazy win.
They had to come back against the Browns. Browns were a good team.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. But
They
had to come
haven't wowed me.
back. They didn't.
this
They
year.
actually did not look that dangerous last year either. They were scraping by a lot of wins.
Fair enough.
Yeah. So I mean, yeah, you could be totally right on that, Danny. That maybe they're good at getting wins, but they're not really that dominant that like we think they are. Just
Yeah.
because Mahomes is so good.
They don't scare me.
Yeah, Mahomes is still a fucking badass though.
Yeah, I mean, yeah,
Like
The Chiefs still scared me. For sure.
yeah.
that's what I'm saying.
Like when the Cowboys play them,
I'm not
the
expecting.
the Cowboys aren't going to win the game.
Right.
They're not.
Yeah.
They're just not. Unless Mahomes isn't playing quarterback.
You might be surprised.
I would be very surprised. If the
I think-
if the Cowboys beat the Chiefs right now, I'm saying right now, if the Cowboys beat the Chiefs,
Anytime the Chiefs get beaten, I'm surprised. I mean, I know they don't make it
What
look
easy
easy all
score
the
are you
time. but-
thinking there? Like a blowout or like?
I
a
don't know
close
where
game?
the game is, which does matter to me. Some people it doesn't. If it's in Arrowhead, they're going to win that game by 14.
I think it's gonna be a closer game than that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, 14 is big, but I think
Well, I think what's funny, I think this is a fact for whatever reason, and it's just coincidence, but it's a fact, is Patrick Mahomes plays better from behind than he does ahead.
he does.
There's no question about it.
It's almost like he needs it.
Right.
He needs like that.
Just some the motivation or
Yeah.
something.
I'll do something if the Cowboys beat the Chiefs.
Right.
I'll do something. You guys can take your pick as long as it's not something disgusting. You know what I mean?
They're not on the schedule this year, are they?
Who?
The Chiefs? Or no, they are.
Yeah,
Right? Yeah, it's
yeah.
like week 11
Week
or
11,
something.
yeah.
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 All right.
One more, two more takeaways.
Sure.
There was something I wanted to mention that I saw like right after the Saints played last week because they had a good game.
Sure.
So Jameis Winston had a touchdown pass that traveled 50 yards in the air.
Mm-hmm.
Drew Brees in his entire career for the Saints, and that's 9,421 pass attempts. Never had a pass go 50 yards in the air.
Oh my god.
Really?
Yeah, I saw that.
That I think that actually tells you how good Drew Brees and Sean Payton worked together.
Yes.
Is that they just manipulated, the defenses.
That could have been a Gageism stat right there.
No, that was
I saw that. I was
definitely-
like, I have to talk about it.
That
That's an
is-
incredible statistic.
That's ridiculous.
It is.
Although being able to throw the ball 50 yards through the air is not.
Yeah.
What about on your knees?
Okay, Jamarcus.
Also, one more thing I want to mention, unless you had more things to talk about.
I got a couple more, but go ahead.
So Carson Wentz,
Mhm.
he sprained both ankles on Sunday.
Did you see the last one? That
No.
was gnarly.
I just heard.
He
so
rolled the fuck out of
I've
that
sprained both my ankles multiple times.
Sure.
Never,
skateboarding or
never,
whatever.
yeah, never both in the same day, let alone the same 2 hours.
Yeah.
This guy's cursed. Snake bitten. It's done.
Yeah, I think
It's done.
I mean, he maybe
It's
just
done.
has
I mean-
fragile ligaments too.
He sprained both ankles.
Yeah, rough.
Does that not seem weird?
Yeah.
Like, what are the odds?
Well, hand it to him for staying in after the first one, I
Yes.
guess, because he probably wouldn't have done that in the past.
I apologize to backtrack, but after seeing the Saints week 2, was that week 1 win a fluke?
A
It's-
little bit.
I think it's fool's gold.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm still not sold on Winston.
No. As of right now.
I
You-
like Jameis.
You were sold on him after that
and
first
obviously
week.
he didn't play well this past week.
He was
but
sold on
I'm not giving up
We
on
got
him.
blown out by Carolina.
I think Carolina is better than people think.
I think Carolina has a good team,
They're pretty solid.
but I think the
fucking-
Darnold pickup.
Darnold
was-
is looking nice, dude.
I
And he's
think
got,
that was
finally got a team
score.
around.
Yeah.
And they're not even. I wouldn't even think of them as like a team with a bunch of weapons necessarily, but they were so much better than the Jets were.
Well, I think the Jets are such a
They're just a
cancer.
disaster. A disaster
Apologize
right
to say
now.
that, but I think they're a cancer.
Yeah, just,
No one can win on that team,
No, and
and that's been for the last 10 years.
yeah, it's been
Probably more.
Yeah, I mean they haven't been good since
Mark
the Mark
Sanchez.
Sanchez, Rex Ryan days.
back-to-back AFC championships.
Yeah,
The butt fumble.
the fucking butt fumble.
That was when the Jets really started to go down.
Yeah, yeah, really.
But they still weren't great. I mean, yeah, they're a
They were
playoff
good.
team,
They were
but
good. Yeah. Speaking of the Jets, so Mac Jones got his first win.
Yes.
Zach Wilson 4 picks in that game. Yikes.
I didn't watch this game, but that's not a good stat line.
No, not a good stat
At
line at all. Also, Rams and Cardinals, they hung on for dear life, fuckers. Did you see the Vikings miss that 37-yard field
I
goal for the
texted,
win?
I texted Jeremy about it, and I was like, that's rough.
Dude, that was brutal.
That's rough.
And then Titans came back on the Seahawks. Did you see that finish? The
Yeah.
Titans Seahawks game?
Yeah, that was on. That was the bonus coverage.
Yeah.
On Fox. after the
Basically,
Cowboys game.
it was just okay. The Seahawks Titans were down 14 going into the fourth quarter, and they were just like, "Fuck it, it's Derrick Henry time," and he went off.
Yeah.
Scored. I think he scored 2 touchdowns, and then pretty much was the deciding factor in the overtime. too.
dude's an animal.
He's insane.
He's insane.
He didn't have a good first half either, but he just wore them out.
You knew who had a great game? Who's on my fantasy team?
Tyler Lockett.
Tyler Lockett.
Dude,
baby.
he's on my dynasty
He had
team
a
too.
huge game.
He's been going nuts this year. I haven't really watched the Seahawks necessarily, but I wonder if maybe the defenses are focusing a little more on Metcalf this year, and that's what's leaving him open a lot.
And Tyler
Just a
Lockett,
theory?
he will beat you down the field.
Yeah, he runs by guys, and he's not even that young anymore necessarily, but he can still fly.
Another one of my takeaways is your Niners. I guess, like we said earlier, like they're gonna win a lot of games this year.
Sure.
I think.
Yeah.
I don't know. Are you still on the Jimmy G? Are you on are you ever been on the train, or are you like what are you on? Like 1 foot out?
He was. I mean, I was excited by what he did in 2019. Obviously, they went to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Um,
But you're not like
I was more excited about what the Niners had going for them, and not necessarily so much about him. Obviously, things didn't go perfectly in the Super Bowl, and now they're in a situation where the rest of the division has dynamic quarterbacks, and Jimmy G is just not quite that guy. So
But he wins games.
he has one game. So
My takeaway is Jimmy G still wins football games.
yeah, I'm not jumping off the train yet necessarily, but the leash is going to be short.
It's Jimmy G's team to lose.
Yes.
He hasn't done anything to do that yet, but as soon as he does, it's over. It's like you said, it's a short leash.
Yeah.
But he's looked fine. Like I
Yeah.
said, his biggest not mistakes, but things that made him look bad were drop passes that were easily catchable.
Yeah. I
So,
mean, he definitely threw some errant balls in that first half against Philly. But he figured it out in the second half, and they got the job done.
I'm telling you, you had Debo drop the pass. Juszczyk, I think, dropped 2 passes.
Yeah, they had some drops like on short passes too that were kind of lame, but
And those should have been
wouldn't,
caught.
wouldn't have been much anyways. But
So are you taking the Niners next week?
if I was a betting man, I'd go with Packers actually.
Yeah.
Okay. Especially the way they looked. Fucking Aaron Jones just went nuts this past week. Did you watch the game?
I watched a little bit of it, yeah.
The Lions were just like, we're not gonna let them beat us through the air.
I
That's
don't
pretty much
think-
what they said.
I don't think that they could replicate that against the Niners
Yeah,
for
we'll
Aaron
see.
Jones.
The Niners defense is good, but I think they're bendable and
The
breakable.
defensive line's too good to let Aaron Jones run over like that.
We'll see.
Also, I don't know what Aaron Jones's career total touchdowns is, but he's got to be on a trajectory to get like top 5 all time because this dude only gets touchdowns.
He does score a
He
lot.
just scores a lot of
He
touchdowns,
scores a lot.
which is if you have him in fantasy, which you lost to him
Mm-hmm.
this week. Shout out Ashley, but he just scores touchdowns.
He does.
He doesn't break away all the time, but red zone. It's Aaron Jones time.
Yeah. I think one more thing I want to say about the Niners quarterback situation is that not only is the division loaded with dynamic quarterbacks, but the league, the teams that do well have quarterbacks that can do things that most others can't.
Yeah.
I mean, Tom Brady
We're
is
saying about Tom.
Yeah, Tom Brady is Tom Brady. He's unique, being as old as he is and not being dynamic necessarily, but he can throw the ball for sure.
Yeah.
And then, but on the other side, you got Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes. Aaron Rodgers is still a great quarterback.
Can I make a
Kyler
prediction
Murray.
here?
A bold prediction?
You might say that.
Well, say it first, and we'll depict.
We'll deem.
We'll deem if it's bold. Honestly,
Just how the first 2 weeks have looked, I think Tom Brady, and the fact that I have a couple of my teams, Tom Brady and Gronk are going to have the best combination of their career, and it's going to be Gronk's best season of all time.
Statistically speaking,
Yeah, touchdown-wise.
no way. I don't think
he
so.
had like a 17 touchdown season, I think, if I'm not mistaken.
He's got 4
He does have 4. You're right.
in 2 games.
We shall see.
So that's my prediction, if you guys deem it worthy.
So,
I'll give you a bold prediction that Gronkowski
sets his touchdown.
sets his touchdown record.
Do you think that's what's going to happen?
Do you think he will set his touchdown record?
I think he will.
A new touchdown record?
Yeah.
Yeah, you
That's
got to
bold.
rip it.
Rip it.
You want whiskey or tequila?
I just think that whiskey. I just think that Gronk, or that when Tom finds a target, he stays with it, and Gronk's his target this year.
We'll see. I mean, they have so many weapons, so it's
It's always a sketchy team with that,
yeah.
but I think this is the end of Gronk's career and Tom's career. I don't see Gronk playing a year past this.
I can see him maybe.
I don't think he wants to.
Maybe another year,
I think he wants to break his record and move on.
possibly.
So
I think one thing that Gronk has going for him is realistically, he is probably the 4th best option on that team as a receiver.
and he's the touchdown hound right now.
Yeah, I mean, he's gonna be a.
He had 2 in the first half this week.
Touchdown hound. I've never heard that. That's
pretty good.
Like
hilarious.
that one?
That's fucking good. Did you make that up?
I did. It just came to me.
I'm glad you poured that shot real high.
We,
too.
we got Danny Touchdown Hound Del Zampo taking a shot right now.
We're
Alright.
saving that for sure.
I wish we had like a
Highlight reel.
soundboard. Like a soundboard.
The touchdown hound.
Every time you mention Gronk, just touchdown hound.
Oh fuck me.
Whew, I haven't laughed like that on here in a
That
while.
was good. That was good. You got anything else on week 2?
No, I don't.
All right, let's get into our picks. Last week we both went 1-1,
Yeah.
so that gives us both a 1-3 record overall.
Okay.
Who you got this week?
I have the Cardinals over the Jags 7.5,
Okay.
and I have the Raiders over the Dolphins 3.5.
All right. I also have the Cardinals over the Jags, so the first time we've doubled up, but that's all right. And then I got the Washington football team plus 8.5 going into Buffalo. I feel like their defense is going to keep it tight, so I think Keep the game tight.
No, I thought about touchdown hound again. I'm sorry.
Hey, that's trademark, dude. Every time you say it, you owe me money.
I'm writing it down in my notes.
Yes, so yes, Washington's defense is going to keep it tight against Buffalo. Touchdown game. Touchdown hound.
Yeah, okay.
Moving on.
Moving on.
Football's over.
NASCAR time.
NASCAR.
Or no, baseball time.
Baseball,
excuse me.
yes.
Baseball time.
Let's
excuse
whip
me.
through this real quick. So,
The Giants close to playoff spot.
finally, that's it. No 5-5. Let's
Take a shot for that?
Do you want to?
Well, no. Yeah, we'll take a shot for the Giants going.
Sure,
right?
why not?
Playoffs?
Playoffs.
Playoffs.
Who would thought? You want tequila or whiskey?
Tequila.
The touchdown hound, dude. Come on.
This is out
Oh
of
my
control.
God! Sorry, I can't handle this right now.
That's not a bad fucking saying,
No,
though.
it's great. It's hilarious.
This is great.
Whew. Okay.
So yes, Giants are in the playoffs. Nikes. Cheers.
Okay.
Did you
Cheers.
just take a whiff of it?
No, I'm laughing. Good Giants.
They scare me if they go in the wild card spot.
I do not win the wild card at all.
There's what 12 games to play
We
now.
got 12 games left. We got a 1-game lead over the Dodgers.
Yeah.
They're
Do
currently
we know what they
playing-
did today?
What's that?
They're playing right.
They're-
Oh, the Dodgers.
Dodgers are playing right now also. They're playing Colorado. In Colorado though, so that's could be fruitful.
Tied 4-4.
4-4.
What
All right.
We are going into the top 8.
All right.
I'd almost rather watch that game.
Oh, I mean, yeah, to see what happens. We could flip back.
No, I'm just kidding.
Giants are playing right now against the Padres. They'll be going to Colorado also this week. 2-1 Padres right now. I think 4th inning, something like that.
Talk about a breakdown
A
of the
meltdown
team.
to the
Meltdown,
Padres
thank you.
have absolutely just fallen apart. I think we talked about this a little bit last week, but yeah, the Padres are just crumbling right
Well,
now.
and then going off of that, I think we all saw Machado yelling at Tatis
Yes,
this week.
dude, that was glorious.
That was good.
That was really good. Machado went deep already today, so
Well, it just shows that Machado is now a leader at 29, and
Yeah,
Tatis
not a bad
22 is.
He's
We all
a
know
young
he's
buck.
good. We all know he's good.
it's the second
He's
year.
probably gonna win the MVP.
I think this breakdown's going to take it away from him.
No,
I said
I
this
don't think-
Emerson.
I
the
don't
other
think
day.
that's gonna
Yeah.
do it.
I think he's still a front runner.
But
I
no,
think-
okay.
I think the only guy that steals it from him realistically is Bryce Harper, and I think at that rate Philly would have to make the playoffs, which they have a chance, but it's not likely.
Well, you gotta think with Machado. You know, he's kind of a douche, right?
He's a veteran.
He's a veteran, and
I
he's also
think he was a douche.
and he's also-
I don't think he is.
he's
he's
also
definitely
he's
still a
also
douche.
been to the World Series deep playoff runs. He knows what it takes to
He's
get
been
there.
around.
So I like that Machado did that. You
He's
know,
also,
he's trying to. It's not the way I would try to humble somebody,
Yeah.
but you know, sometimes you gotta.
Oh, he just went deep again. Look at that.
Jeez.
Machado,
Speaking
2
of devil.
bombs.
I think
Jesus.
my favorite thing he's done is be the last out of the World Series when the Dodgers lost. That was pretty sick.
He fell on one knee too. He swung and
Yeah,
one knee.
Chris Sale just throwing back foot slams.
But you read his words, too, and this has been shown.
it's not about you.
It's not about
Yeah.
you.
He's like just play. He's like just.
We know you're good. It's not about you.
Yeah.
Well, hey, you got to tip your cap to what he's doing right now. He's gone
Yeah.
deep twice already. So
No,
he's doing his part.
I'm Team Machado.
Yeah.
I mean,
No, I still hate
for that situation, obviously, Giants
I'm sure.
the win.
Honestly, what happened looked pretty serious at the time, right? When we saw that video.
Well, and you just saw the two of them.
But that's what I was just about to
Yeah,
say.
yeah.
You know what? They probably
They hashed it out.
they hashed it out. They're probably even better friends than they were before.
They probably
Yeah.
wish they would have done it in. You know, you walk down. And
Yeah,
so-
that's
so
the one thing about
Yes,
Machado
yeah.
is he needs to learn that you can't do it right there in the public because
Yeah,
it's gonna get out
that
there.
looks- it
There's
looks-
no question about it. But
There's cameras everywhere.
Who knows? Maybe he was just like, "Fuck it, I need to get this out of the way right now. I don't care what happens."
Yeah,
You know?
maybe-
I think
maybe
he
it
got
wouldn't even be
heated.
that bad of a thing if it does get seen.
Yeah, it's something he did in the moment.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's no doubt he's still really.
I am. I mean, obviously, we're all interested in what really led to that. You know,
Yeah.
but
I think Tatis the last week or two has not been the Tatis we saw the first.
he hurt
half
the
of
Giants last week.
I'm sorry.
He hurt the Giants a little bit last week. He went deep a couple times.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah. He is a stud for sure. But yeah, he's gonna have to grow up. He's still he's fucking like 22 years old, 23 maybe.
22, I think. Yeah.
So he's got a lot of
Jesus.
growing as a person, you know, aside from a player. Let's move on to the A's. They had a good week last week.
Yeah.
They are right back in the thick of things. 2 games back in Toronto for the second wild card. They're playing right now too. I don't know what the score of that is, but I think it was 1-1 when we left the game.
And they're playing
They're playing the Mariners right now. Huge series with the Mariners this week because the Mariners are a game behind them. Mariners actually beat them yesterday. So yeah, it's gonna be the American League wildcard standings are packed. There's like 6 teams that could take any 2 of those spots.
There's one thing I wanted to mention. You know, an ex-A, Marcus Semien. He has 41 home runs this year.
Yeah, dude.
A couple days ago, I screenshot this on my phone. It said he had
4-2 Mariners. Yeah.
he had 40 home runs, and I was like, Marcus Semien has 40
Right,
home runs this
yeah.
season.
Uh,
At the time, I think it said he was fourth in the majors
Yeah.
in home runs.
The Blue Jays have been crushing baseballs this year.
Yeah.
I mean,
Wasn't Marcus Semien a really bad player for the A's? Or he had a lot of errors, right?
his first couple years defense was suspect, and he took him a while to get the bat going. He did have one year where he actually finished, I think, 3rd in the MVP voting for the A's.
Wow.
He had one really big season,
Gotcha.
a couple other decent years, but this year, his first with the Blue Jays, he's just absolutely taking
40
it.
home runs for a shortstop. That's
He's not even shortstop.
What is
He
he?
plays second base.
second base.
Yeah.
Okay.
He could. I think so. He's going to be free agent next
He
year.
played short for the A's.
He did play short for the A's. He could market himself as a shortstop in
Okay.
free agency and make a lot of money.
Are the A's just the worst team of getting rid of talent?
They have the
Jesus
knack.
Christ.
Man, Gosman is just getting lit up
he
right now.
needs to go.
It's 4-1 now.
Padres up 4-1.
Yeah.
Is that 4? No, it's 3 home runs. But yeah,
Yeah. But yeah, are the A's just the worst team of getting away talent?
they've been doing it. They're
Forever.
for the last 25 years.
Is Billy Bean still running shop there?
He is.
Yeah, he might need to go. I mean, we all know that team.
Well, it's not even his fault. They don't have. They're not giving him a budget to work with to keep players around.
Is that what it is?
That's 100% what it is. They would keep Josh Donaldson. They would keep a Matt Chapman who may be gone. Cespedes, yeah, or like even in the past, like Jason Giambi,
Yeah.
Miguel Tejada, that pitching staff that was so good with Hudson and Mulder and Zito.
In Zito, yeah.
Yeah.
But they just
They
get rid of
can't.
them when
They can't.
they're worth
And,
something.
and Billy Bean does the smart thing for what they have is he trades them maybe a couple
He
years.
can win with no money, and that's what Billy Bean's
He's
famous
yeah.
for.
I mean, you have to give
We've
him
all
credit for what he's
seen
done.
Moneyball. Like,
Yes.
that's what he's famous for.
Mm-hmm.
Even though they didn't win that year.
Yeah, and then they haven't won anything.
They got
30 years.
They got jeered.
Yeah, yeah,
They-
pretty much.
Jetered. 89, right?
Yeah.
That was last year.
So you gotta tip the cap to Billy for being as good as, or having the team as good as they have been for the last 20+ years.
Do you think ESPN or all the MLB in total despises an Oakland Giants World Series? Do you think that's a worst case scenario for them?
It's not perfect. They would want the teams to, at least one team from the East Coast.
West Coast, East Coast. Is
West-
what they want.
I think what they want to see, like when
They want Dodgers Yankees.
when Dodgers Red Sox happened, that was a wet dream for
Yeah.
baseball.
Yeah.
I think Dodgers Yankees every year they would eat that shit up.
Yeah, they would lose so much money.
Yeah.
But I'd love to see it
Yeah.
happen.
I mean,
But the storyline would be good still for the A's Giants.
yeah. I mean,
They just won't have the viewership.
I'll be honest. Like when the Giants played all their World Series, they were probably some of the lower rated
viewed teams.
because we played Texas, Detroit, and Kansas City, all Midwestern.
But they all
teams.
played good,
I mean,
like,
of
viewable teams.
No, they're always good.
I gotta think that
World Series.
Royals Game 7 was probably good to watch.
Of course, yeah, and the story that Madison Bumgarner was building through that
Yeah.
postseason run was huge.
But if you get 2 West Coast teams, not only 2 West Coast teams, but 2 Bay Area teams
Yeah.
against each other,
I would bet that Angels Giants was probably not a huge one either.
probably wasn't.
Thinking
no,
back.
no, probably
I
wasn't.
bet you even last year's wasn't that big. LA Dodgers
Yeah, I mean the Dodgers being there is pretty good.
Rays helps, but the
But
Rays.
yeah, the Rays is not a big market, not one that people care about.
Again, asterisks. because
60 games. I love when people say that because that gets so stupid. But
to me,
there is a little bit of truth.
realistic.
Okay, so,
There's a little bit of truth.
You
to
know what I'm gonna ask you right now, right?
yeah, no, I don't. But
So you give the Dodgers the asterisk, but let's say the Giants won last year. Would you give them the asterisk?
yeah, I mean, I would have.
You wouldn't be claiming 2020 world champs all the
I
time.
would-
No,
I would-
as a
I
fan,
would-
I would be throwing my big dick all over it. But if somebody threw it out to me, I'd be like, yeah, you're
Would
right.
you throw your small dick all over it?
But I also have 3 other wins in realistic.
Okay. I'm just saying, like, if the
wins.
Giants would have won last year, I'd be like, fuck yeah, world champs again. Let's go.
Yeah,
Let's go.
We're
Even year Giants.
Yeah.
You know the
Even
deal.
year Giants.
You know the deal.
We took a couple of even years off, but we're back.
Yeah, we're back.
No, we're gonna be the odd year Giants this year,
Yes.
baby. Let's fucking go.
But we have more to throw out there because we've won more than the Dodgers have. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Although the Dodgers have been really damn good for the last 7-8 years, so
But they haven't won in a realistic season.
not yet.
If they win this year,
we can hand it to them.
I'll hand it to
Yeah.
them.
No, I
I still
don't
give it to them.
I don't disagree with that, but they still won.
But even going back to the Giants last
They
year,
had no control over that.
they had no business being as good as they were last
The
year.
Dodgers still won what they had to win given the circumstances.
Yes, correct.
It's 80 games.
They
But,
still
but,
played
that
a
was,
full
but, it wasn't,
playoff
but
season,
it wasn't
though.
up to them though. That's the MLB saying we're only doing this many games.
But that's baseball. You get people hurt, you get people tired. When you come to playoff season, that's what matters.
No, you
That's why Bumgarner was so good in playoffs,
Yeah.
not in the regular
I agree.
season.
I
you're
agree.
you're not wrong.
You're not wrong.
You're not wrong. But at the same time, like what Gage said, like there's nothing they could do about it. They won.
No.
They won that season.
I mean, I guarantee any team would be like, yeah, let's play 80 instead of 160 because we could fucking have that much healthier play.
I'll just throw it back out with the Giants last season. They were actually a pretty decent team.
They had a
no
chance
one
to
expected.
make that playoffs. Yes.
And it was because it was an 80-game series.
Six-
Or what people
60,
may
yeah.
have said.
Yeah.
Yeah,
60,
sorry. And then this year is really proving it that wasn't a fluke. And,
They've been completely built off of that going for
yeah, they're doing what the Giants do.
fucking win.
All right, let's. Yeah, we're gonna start this one or restart.
Sorry, it's going a little long.
No, it's fine.
No, we're having fun.
I'm having a good time. This is a good one.
We're having a little more candid.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
This
Needs to be about. You know. Touchdown hound sent me.
You like that,
I
right?
do. Oh, yeah.
Touchdown
I'm
hound.
using that for the rest. I'm using that for the rest of forever.
Touchdown hound, man. Somebody who
Um,
steals touchdowns but doesn't produce.
Yeah, no yards, but tons of touchdowns.
He has a touchdown
Yeah,
hound.
Gronk's gonna have like 22 touchdowns and like
200 yards.
488 yards.
He's a touchdown hound.
And they like
Like a vulture.
he's gonna have 50 catches and 28 touchdowns.
You could say a touchdown vulture, but touchdown hound.
Touchdown hound sounds way better.
It sounds better.
Yeah. Is that really fair?
No. It hit his foot. It was foul anyways.
It was foul.
But
Okay. NASCAR. NASCAR was interesting this week.
Yes.
Almost had some fisticuffs.
Um,
Your asshole.
Yeah.
Your loser asshole Larson.
I want to hear what your guys' opinion on this stuff going on.
That's stupid. Anyways, Larson won. He basically stole the race from Harvick. What's new? Hendrick is.
Wait. What do you mean steal? Explain.
He passed him way in the race.
Okay, so he earned it. Okay, gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, he's-
okay.
yeah.
Okay.
Do you think there is legitimacy in the argument, or
I think
someone being a baby?
Chase Elliott was being a little bit of a baby, but I mean, I think to some degree, I think NASCAR drivers do this shit on purpose just because they need to find ways to
Get viewership.
promote the sport
Yeah,
in
yeah.
a way. So yes, Chase Elliott was not happy with Kevin Harvick for moving him up the track, and they rubbed, and
Harvick.
Elliott blew a tire because of it.
Or Elliott,
Yeah,
And
Yeah.
Harvick's the vet, right? Yeah.
Harvick's like 40 something. Elliott's a young buck,
Elliott's
but he's champion.
27,
Yeah.
and whatever.
Yeah. But yeah, they were talking first. I kind of wish. So Harvick didn't take his helmet off the whole time, which I kind of wish he would have, just to see what happened. but
The facial expressions.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I don't know. It was all for naught. I mean, watching. I don't know if you saw what happened, but
No, I didn't.
it wasn't that like. They went into the corner, both coming in pretty hot. Harvick was a little late on the brakes. They kind of moved up the track. He didn't put him on the wall. They just rubbed, and it cut Elliott's tire, and then he eventually had to come off.
And I'll say this to a NASCAR fan. Elliott said that this is a typical thing Harvick does. Do you think that's truth or?
I don't know. I mean, Dale Earnhardt did a lot of shit back in the day
He was
too.
an intimidator.
Yeah, exactly. That people let pass. So.
But that's, I mean, maybe a '90s thing versus a modern.
You could
thing.
definitely be right about that. I don't know. I think
Elliott's being kind of a baby.
a little bit, a little
Yeah.
bit. I mean, fucking rubbing is racing, man. What
Yeah.
are you gonna do? It's not like what Chase Elliott did to Joey Logano last year, where he literally put him in the wall. He put both of them in the wall.
Ask Garrett
That
about
was way worse than what Kevin. Like, not even close. Not even the same league as what Kevin Harvick did.
Like, so I didn't see it, so that gives me an idea then.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was not even in that same.
That was pretty bad.
That was.
And I've
terrible.
also never seen Garrett Nahiwa get so mad over any sporting event or anything, I think, ever than that moment.
That was fucking hilarious.
It was
too ironic given
what it was choice.
given the
It was choice.
given the situation of him having both of his drivers crash each other.
Yeah. Perfect.
It was beautiful.
It was
Here's a
chef's kiss.
a vote. What's a worse situation? Garrett doing that, or Emerson's tight end scoring that late round touchdown?
Bro, we talked about this
We
last
did.
week.
Did you?
We talked about it a couple days ago.
I think we mentioned it because someone said something about the table being in the corner, and it's still there.
The table.
That table, that shitty ass table
In
that
the
we have
corner.
outside in the backyard.
Yeah, what does that have to do with it?
I don't remember.
I feel like you tipped it over or something like that.
No,
And we just left
no.
it.
I went around the corner and I punched the side of your house.
Man, okay, maybe.
Because I was pissed.
I don't know. I thought that's what
we were
Robert
talking
said.
about how fucking. But I would be pissed too, and I understand your
Yeah.
frustration with that certain play.
And no one talked about it.
Well, the worst part is Tannehill was so far over the line.
We all
And
said
didn't-
that, and they
didn't
never
overturn
said
it.
anything
They
about
didn't
it.
I don't even think they looked at it.
Well, because I think we, or they might have, but I remember we all watched him. We're like, dude, he's way over.
Yeah, it was like he was like 2 yards over. It was
They
so
never
obvious.
questioned it.
They didn't even review
The
it.
announcers
And-
didn't
and I
talk
think
It was
about
like
it.
it didn't even happen.
Yeah,
I think part of it was because the game was such a blowout. They're like, why even bother?
but that pissed me off because that was a fantasy thing. It pissed me off so much. No,
And I
there's
think I beat
nothing
you
else
by,
I can
like,
do but
less than a
punch the
point.
side of your wall.
Yeah,
That
it was-
hurt
it was-
so bad.
The margin of win for you was very small.
It was. I want to say a
Or
point.
the margin of victory is very
Yeah,
small.
a point or two, or maybe
You
even
needed
less than
that
a point.
pass, and that was it.
That was it.
Yeah.
That was also no offense, Danny. That was very funny.
It was fucking. It was unreal.
If it happened to me, it wouldn't be funny, but since it happened to anybody else but me, it was hilarious.
And then probably knocked me out of a playoff contention. But
Yeah.
So drivers eliminated that are in our pool.
Yeah.
My boy Eric with an A, he's gone
Out.
out of the playoffs. Kurt Busch also out.
Who has him?
Dylan.
Sorry, Sonny.
That definitely hurts him a little bit.
Sorry,
But,
Sonny.
but he's got Truex, so if Truex does some damage, yeah, you have both your drivers in still going to the round of 12. Danny, you do too as well.
barely.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Byron got
William
that top
Byron-
five
He
win.
knocked out Almirola. He was Almirola's the next
William
guy.
Byron finished
By 3
third, and that
points.
saved me.
Yeah, he had a good run. So we're going to Vegas on
Vegas,
Sunday
baby.
for the round of 12. What are the standings looking like?
Standings. Oh, look at
Third,
this.
I think.
I put my glasses for this.
You and Ashley both put up big weeks, even though you're obviously
I'm actually not. Yeah, I did.
You're ahead now, but
So standings are: I hit triple digits.
yes, sir. Hundreds.
Remember when you couldn't even hit double digits for a little bit?
I'm sorry.
Remember when you couldn't hit double digits for a minute?
One more time.
I have 100. Ashley has 98. Dylan and Danny both have 67. Fuck. Alex has 60. Garrett has 43, and you have 34.
Hey, I got 34.
So you're saying there's a chance?
I'm moving up. So,
yeah,
yeah.
this is awesome. Are you gonna pay for your bold prediction?
Do you want me to do it now, or do you want to wait till maybe the prediction could get even worse? You know, like Larson wins 3 or 4 more races.
You sell it well, so yeah, we'll wait.
Okay. There we go.
Yeah, that's NASCAR. Oh, one thing I want to mention about NASCAR actually is there's going to be a NASCAR race next year at the LA Coliseum.
Yes, I heard about this. Is it It's not a dirt race, is it?
I don't know, but it's gonna be in the Coliseum.
I
They're
did
gonna
hear that.
they're gonna make a track.
I
in
heard
the
about
LA
that.
Coliseum.
That's pretty fucking
It's cool.
interesting.
That's cool.
Yeah, yeah. There's a couple new courses on the schedule.
I think that's really cool.
Yeah, that is cool. Yes, dude, that is cool. Anyhow, you ready for last call? Oh, I brought the bell. Danny, grab the bell.
Grab me another beer too.
No.
There's one right there.
Whose is that? That's yours.
I mean, it could,
That was for me, but grab it.
Cool.
Bell?
Right there,
right
right there.
behind the crackers.
Right there.
You're literally looking
Oh.
at. It's last call.
It's
baby!
time for last call. You can sit back down.
I don't want to.
Okay.
Is your butt sweating or something? So, you got anything?
Yes. Did you see the Colts are doing? They're doing a in-season Hard Knocks for the Colts.
Really?
Yeah.
What?
That's kind of cool.
In season.
I'm
First one ever.
That one I might be more interested in.
Yeah.
The whole training camp thing is overrated, right now. But that's kind of cool.
So they gave up on the Colts already.
Yikes.
So they're not making the playoffs. Another thing, Frank Gore turned down the NFL to
For-
pursue boxing.
Yes, I
No
heard of this.
way!
Yeah, I heard about this. That's kind of stupid.
I'm okay with this because he was getting kind of close to Emmitt Smith's rushing record. So if he stops, I'm fine with it.
He was never gonna get there. Isn't he still 3,000 behind or something?
Yeah, he's old. But so I want to ask you and Danny, should the Niners call
No.
No.
As cute as that is,
I
no.
want to see what Carry On does.
him?
Carry on, Wayward.
Carry on, Wayward Johnson.
Carry On my wayward. I don't expect him to be great, but
It's not like all the 49ers running backs died. Maybe they'll come back. Except for Mostert.
yeah, I think Elijah will come back, but
Yeah.
Carry On can hold the weight. And I was still. I mean, Elijah's not the guy because of
Mostert.
Mozart getting hurt,
Yeah.
but the way Shanahan plays his offense with running backs,
He just goes with the hot guy most of the time.
it's very Belichick style.
Yeah. Very, very true.
Another thing I want to mention was a little NBA news for you. The Warriors have planned to work out Isaiah Thomas.
I saw that.
How do you feel about that? Thoughts?
That's kind of cool. I mean, they need another ball handler, someone who could come in behind Steph Curry and handle the ball and make
Can kind of be
this
like
happen.
the Quinn Cook.
Yeah, they're actually working on Quinn Cook again
Are they?
too.
Oh, okay.
Quinn Cook, and they already worked out Collison, and there was one other guy I think too that they were looking at. But Avery Bradley. I don't really want him.
We were talking about him slightly yesterday, but did you see JJ Redick retired?
He did, yeah.
I almost mentioned that.
You know why we talked about him is because Matt LaFleur and JJ Redick could be twins. Tell me I'm wrong.
That's what it was. Yeah,
You're not off on that.
surprises me a little bit. I mean, he's not old, but
Yeah, he's old. He's like 37.
God, is he that old?
Yeah, he's been around for a while.
But he was
He was-
my Duke team when I started watching.
He's
Duke,
Mr.
and-
Sharpshooter for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, he was 3-point shooter, and then he got a little bit of defense behind him,
Scrappy little guy.
and he kept him in the NBA for as long as he was there. But
And the last thing I want to mention just real quick was I was going through my ESPN app, happened to click on NHL. The Sharks are starting preseason.
Hmm.
That's kind of fun, right?
Yeah, the actual season starts October 12th, so we're not too far away.
I had to make sure it was actually it wasn't the first game of the season.
Yeah.
'Cause I thought it might have been.
Yeah.
But that's cool. Go Sharks.
Yeah, hopefully my boy Logan can turn things
My
around.
boy. That's cute.
That is cute.
That's real cute.
I'm so excited for them not to make playoffs again.
Hey,
They're
it's still just we're rooting for them.
Yeah, of
always
course.
rooting, but not expecting.
Always rooting.
You see, so Ben Simmons, speaking of camp, no show today.
Yes.
For the Sixers?
For the
I
Sixers.
didn't- I did not see that.
Yeah.
Wow.
And it sounds like he's basically requesting a trade at this point.
Wow.
Yeah.
Where's
And-
he gonna go?
I just wanted to, I told you this earlier, but please, if you can go find this video of Conor McGregor throwing out the first pitch of the Cubs game tonight, it's pretty fucking hilarious. He just absolutely uncorks one.
I didn't see this until I looked.
It
at
was
what
pretty
we're
fresh
talking
because it happened tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's bad.
It's pretty bad.
He's a lefty and he sailed it right.
Yeah.
Worse than 50?
No. I was just gonna say that because they're both lefties, and he was way better than 50, but they missed by about the same amount. But he has a better
McGregor
arm.
tried his best to throw it 90 down the
Yeah,
middle.
he tried to throw. Yeah, he tried to Randy Johnson that thing, but it yeah.
He also can't UFC fight anymore, so.
No, yeah, he's a bum.
Didn't.
I'm actually kind of impressed you could throw a first pitch with a broken leg.
Oh yeah, he is so hobbled, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, Figgy decided to show up just at the right time. Hi. You want to make an appearance?
I think
Oh.
she's fine.
Oh, she got her nose.
There she is.
All right.
Anything else, folks?
I got nothing. Danny, you good?
R.I.P. Norm Macdonald.
Oh, thank you so much.
All right,
yeah,
people.
yeah.
McDonald. Yes, that was a tough
That
one.
was a very sad
Yeah.
loss.
That was a tough one.
I mean, we quote Celebrity Jeopardy from him all the time.
Oh
so.
yeah, and just a huge for the sports community, a huge sports fan when he came to like good friend of Bobby Euchre.
Okay.
They were huge together. So yeah, no, that was sad and cancer's a bitch.
Yeah. Way too young. 61 years old.
Terrible.
A 9-year cancer battle that no one knew
also
about.
too long.
Which is props to him for keeping it under wraps. I think that's not cool, but like
Yeah. I mean, not everybody
I don't need. Yeah, you know,
needs
I
to
don't.
be
Yeah,
talking about someone's shitty situation. You know.
because sometimes you get if you're a celebrity and you're sick, it gets blown out of proportion.
Right. Yeah.
You don't want to be remembered that way. So yeah, to Norm.
Norm,
To Norm.
pour it out. No,
Cheers.
just kidding. We're gonna sip one.
Pour out.
All right, y'all. Thank you all for watching and listening.
Thank you.
Danny, thanks for being here again. Mom and Dad, thanks for the hospitality. I mean,
Yes.
you're not here, but
You're not here, but you're here.
Thanks for
in
the
spirit.
house.
Yeah. We won't party too hard tonight.
we will see you next week.